Okay, we are here on Icarus to talk about farming. Now, there's a lot of ways to farm in this game. I've got all the different ones. I'm going to go over the basics of farming this time around. And the simplest way is this shovel. Now, this shovel is very simple to make. You can make it on your character. Pretty much any type of fertile ground, like green ground from the grasslands, the riverlands, swamp on Prometheus. You can't use it in the snow, you can't use it in the desert. But you want to find some green ground that this is actually rock, it won't work. But if I walk over here, there we go. I've actually just created this little dirt mound. Now, I've previously made one right here. As you can see, it's still slowly growing, but infertile ground gives less yield, less growth speed. So, that said, there's a lot of interesting uses that you can use these for. Like, I can walk up to this, plant berries. Now, since I have an ability called Do Not Wither, once it grows to maximum size, it won't actually stop the yield anymore. It'll just stay there. So maybe I put a couple of berry bushes in an area as an emergency food supply, that as I'm running by it, I can use it. Or I can grow a lot of fiber or something like that in areas that have already been picked clean. That way they'll never go bad. As for talents, there's a lot of different cooking talents. Now I've just got a bare minimum ones. Now if you're going to be farming a lot, you've got this one here which slows the decay rate of food in your inventory. That's a good one to have just for walking around. You got vegetarian. This gives you an extra 30% for food buffs on fruits and vegetables, which there is a lot of vegetarian options in this game that just for a buff mechanic, you can get ridiculous. I have like over 900 health, 900 stamina when I'm eating fruit pies and stuff like that. This will increase your food effects. There's a lot of them in here. I'm not going to go over all of them. I'm just going to go over the basically three that you're going to want to pay attention to. First one here is Shoot the Breeze. This will let you take fertilizer and make it into gunpowder. I know it sounds weird that that is underneath the farming, and I don't feel a lot of people notice this one because it's under farming. This makes literally gunpowder manufacturing really simple. Because it's just fertilizer, which is nothing more than a bunch of berries or anything like that in your fertilizer maker, and charcoal, which everyone has charcoal. This here increases fertilizer. You're going to need that to actually go down to here. Next up, we have Bountiful, which increases crop yield. This boosts the crop yield based off of your sickle as well, so you can get monstrous amounts of stuff. You literally just can grow gunpowder with this. I mean, it's crazy the amount of stuff that you can get. And then finally, we have Fresh is Best. This is, if you are going to be farming any amount, this is the perk you need. It says does not wither. And what does not wither means is once it arrives at the ripe stage, you will not have any amount of decay. So these berry bushes which are sitting here will always be this good. Now I'm going to look at these plants during this rainstorm and the fact that it is now night. If I walk over to here, see, I have to harvest this. Now, once it's at a harvesting state, you'll actually see press E to harvest. I can pick it up. I got 11 wild berries. If I use my sickle, however, I got 13. Not a huge difference for these ones. But as I come over here to these, I'm not using a very high quality sickle, so I'm not getting a huge bonus. But if I was using one of the 60 or 70% bonus, you would see a massive change in the amount. Now, looking at these plants now, as you can see, I have fertilized it and it is watered. Now it is being watered because it's raining. That increases the crop growth speed. Because I've just harvested it, it has plant fatigue, which means over time this is going to build up. You're going to just, all you need to do to cure plant fatigue is just clean the plot by, if I walk over here, hold to remove plant, I just hold E, and then just put down a new seed. As you can see, they're growing quite quickly in the rain. Even these ones over here that I've planted earlier, they even get the plus 50% speed, which does negate infertile ground. But once you start to get to the more advanced ones, you have these metal plots, which actually do have a slot for a pump. So these can actually be brought straight up, plug straight in, automatically is watered. It's not 600 seconds of water, it's just permanently watered. You can see that I have evergreen, which means it will not wither. So this will always grow at 50% speed. This is your hydroponic. Now, it is growing as normal because of sunlight. Now that doesn't mean it's sunlight in the middle of the night. It means that if it was in a cave, it would grow less because it's not access to the sun. Whereas this one here, which actually has a plug-in spot, has its own built-in light, does actually increase your plant growth speed by another 50%. That means this one here is growing at twice the rate as this one over here. Now, this is your actual workshop drop plot. Now, these are the most advanced. They actually have a bonus of 25% increased speed and a bonus of 25% yield. At the same time, they're 250 Ren. If you're building a long-term colony, I probably wouldn't buy a bunch of these. You might want to bring them down on a mission to quickly build a farm, but otherwise I wouldn't do it. As of right now, these are kind of the most, if you want to build the most efficient large-scale farm. If you want to build a small farm that you only want to grow a couple of things, these aren't bad. But you can honestly get away with just these on both missions and open world play. You know, you can put down 2 of these, and it's the same as having one of those that is powered without having to worry about it. You also can build like greenhouses and things around them, which I will cover in another video because it's its own complete mechanic. Now, all of these things make life in Icarus a lot easier, especially if you can grow your own foods and stuff. Nowadays, you can actually even call down supply drops with seeds, so you can grow all this stuff anywhere on the map. And with that, I hope it maybe brought a little bit of understanding to this system, and I hope it helps. And if it does, give me a like and subscribe.